let's go ahead and find any seat that feels kind of good for you. I know I am a little achy with the cold. I'm always complaining about being achy, aren't I? I'm always a little achy with the cold, so it feels good to kind of sit up and focus on the breath. So bringing a nice in breath in through the nose, if that feels good for you. And then perhaps opening your mouth and just sighing it out. Just let all of the chaos and uncertainty that's going on around us in the world, just let all that kind of melt away with your exhale. We'll take about 2 more of those. Inhaling, lifting up through the crown of the head, lifting up as you inhale through the nose. And then exhale, open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale, sigh everything out. Start with some gentle neck rolls, just getting the head and neck used to some movements here. So right ear, right shoulder, dropping the head down, chin to chest, left ear, left shoulder. And then if you choose to, you can go all the way around in a circle, or if that feels a little bit intense to you, you can just rock from side to side. You can let your eyes go and just focus on the sensations of the head moving around the semicircle or full circle. And then stopping with your chin towards your chest, bring the hands to the back of the head. I really like this stretch. Interlace the fingers, apply a little bit of pressure in, let your elbows fold down towards each other. So creating just a tiny bit of pressure in the back of the neck. And then as we inhale, go ahead and open up, create some cactus arms here. So coming out into these goalpost arms, lifting the heart and looking up. So maybe now getting into that open throat, and then exhale, fingertips behind the head, elbows pull down. Inhale all the way up. This time cactus arms, and get that feeling of opening up. And then if it's in your practice, sweep around behind, interlace the fingers and really open up. So for this first one, just let the hands rest on the lower back, or maybe even knuckles on the floor. Beautiful. And then go ahead and release and shake it out. Taking a nice gentle twist over towards the right. So left hand comes to right knee, right arm looks over the shoulder. Maybe working through the neck a little bit more if you have some stiffness. And then over towards the other side, right hand, left knee, left hand behind. Perfect. And then coming back through center. So gently opening up through the hips. I'll turn to an angle so you can kind of see what's going on here. So bring your feet out in front of you if you have them folded. So just bending the knees, feet are out in front of you. Lean back onto your hands and pull your belly button in towards your spine. So create a little bit of length through the back body and then zipping up the front body. Cross the right ankle over the knee and flex the foot. So this is a great gentle stretch right here. You don't have to go any further, but if you need a little bit more, you can start to walk yourself up towards that leg, using your hands to kind of push you into that leg space and gently just rocking a little side to side. Now, the more you move close to the foot, the deeper the stretch here. And your fingers are forward, so we're stretching out the wrist here for this first shape. Okay. And then go ahead and scooch it back, and then just bring both feet down to the mat, sitting up nice and tall, reaching the hands up towards the sky. Take a nice big in-breath, and then as you exhale, fold towards the feet. So if you have it in your practice today, you might wrap your peace fingers around your big toes, or you might just grab onto your ankles, your knees, whatever kind of works for you here, and then just melt over the legs. So think about engaging the quads. So pulling the kneecaps towards your hips and lifting up and in, and that'll give you a little bit more space in the backs of the legs. Come back through center. This time the hands go the other way, so turning them away from you if that works for you. Right foot comes to the floor, left ankle crosses over the knee, and then just slide yourself scooching up into this hip stretch, rocking a little side to side if that feels good. And if you're not feeling anything in this shape, if this is like, what am I supposed to be feeling here? You can always wrap your elbows around the foot and the knee and take the stretch a little bit deeper by pulling that knee in or that shin in, kind of snuggling it like you would rock a baby. Nice, beautiful. And then for this next stretch, we're just going to release that left leg down, bring the soles of the feet together, find your butterfly or your Baddha Konasana, and allow yourself to just drape over the feet. So it doesn't matter flat back or rounded back. We're just creating a little bit of forward fold here. Forward folds are very calming. They actually switch to the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system. So get you out of that fight or flight and more into that sense of just being. It's a really great shape for that, if you've ever heard adrenal fatigue, or all that just constant stress, you need to turn it off. It's a great shape. All right, let's go ahead and push up from that. Gather your knees up in your hands, bring them together, and either rolling over the legs or letting them slide out to the side. Let's find our way to a downward facing dog. So the hands are underneath the shoulders, curl the toes under, and step back into your first down dog. So nothing really extreme on this one here, just maybe pedaling it out, getting to know your feet and your shape in this one. Nodding your head yes, shaking your head no. Whatever kind of feels good for you for movement here today. So holding this shape, we're going to be here for about 3 rounds of breath. So just push your heels down to the mat. Shake your head, nod your head. Go up onto your toes, sit back down. Take a look up towards the hands. We're going to walk, so maybe about 5 steps. Bring the feet right behind the wrists, grab opposite elbows with your hands, bend the knees, and drape over the legs. Go ahead and release the hands, sweep the arms nice and wide, press down through your heels as you reach all the way up. Inhale to lift. Maybe hooking the thumbs or interlacing the fingers and pulling those arms back. If you have a little bit more space, you can take those cactus arms as you lift. Make sure you're engaging through the front of the body here so that you don't hurt your back. And then exhale, melt down over the legs, forward fold. We're going to take an inhale and a half lift. Hands come to your shins. Zip up the belly. So pulling belly button in towards spine, pushing the hips back behind you, nice flat back here. And as we exhale, plant the hands, step back with your right foot. Right knee comes all the way down to the mat. Right hand stays on the mat. Sweep the left arm up and open for a nice gentle twist. Beautiful. Easy twist here. Let's bring that left hand down inside the left foot. Peel the right knee off the mat and plant that foot down and lift the right arm up. So now we're just twisting the other way. Beautiful. I'm going to have to name that spider that's up there. Let's bring both hands down either side of that front foot. Peel that back heel up and reach all the way up. Find your way to your crescent warrior. Lift up, reach up, sink down, maybe bending slightly into that back knee. And if you have it in your practice, you might grab opposite elbows overhead, opening up the heart here. Good. Release the hands, bring them down to either side of that front foot. We're going to step forward, back into our forward fold. Grab opposite elbows, rock a little side to side. Just working through. Inhale, rise all the way up. Maybe interlacing those fingers, or if it's working for you today, that cactus shape in the arms as you lift up, push the hips forward. Exhale, melt down over the legs. Inhale, half lift. Step back with the left foot this time. Left knee comes down. Take that easy twist. Left hand stays on the mat. Reach up, look up. Beautiful. Right hand comes down. Peel that back knee up, plant that back foot. Left arm comes up. Take that nice gentle twist. If this is too low for you, you can hang out here on the knee. Perfect. Sweep both hands down. Peel that back heel up. Reach up, crescent warrior. Maybe bending, maybe falling over, bending into that back knee. And then folding the arms, opening up the heart here. So if you're looking for a place for your eyes, it's right about where the ceiling meets the wall. Nice. Release the hands, and then we're going to step forward one more time. Take as many steps as you need to. Forward fold. This time, go ahead and lift the feet and slide the hands underneath. This is a great wrist stretch. We don't often stretch the wrists in this direction. And just slide the hands back so your toes come to your wrists, and maybe bend the elbows up to the side. Head is super duper heavy here. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and roll all the way up. Root down through the feet and roll up one vertebrae at a time, lifting up. Shoulders come back and down. Beautiful. All right, let's bring the feet so that you can stay right where you are. Bring your feet so that they're underneath your hips. There's a tiny bit of space here between them, and bring your hands to your hips. We're going to sit back into a chair, but it's not your typical squeeze everything towards the middle chair. I want you to root down, hinge back through the hips, and sit back. So make sure, I'll turn again. So make sure that you don't duck butt in this shape. You want to make sure your tailbone's kind of reaching towards the back corner. So you're pulling belly up, but there's still a natural curve there. And then just sit down, hands on your hips. We're going to stand up in this shape. Stand all the way up, press into the heels, stand up nice and tall, and then sit back down into that chair pose. Got two more just like that. Inhale to stand up. We're just engaging the glutes, and then sit. And then stand all the way up. Reach up with the arms. Again, taking those nice reindeer antlers or cactus arms here. And then folding all the way down, forward fold. We're going to take this chair and add it into our practice. So sit down nice and low, float the hands off the mat and come to heart center. So hanging out right here. We're going to turn and look over the left shoulder. This might be enough, or if you want, you can hook that elbow, so it's your right elbow over your left thigh. So be careful not to slide your legs over towards the right here. You want to really keep rooting down through the mat and look up over that left shoulder. So by now, your glutes might be talking to you, even your hamstrings maybe a little. If you have a more advanced practice, you might even open up the arms here, but if that creates tension, just hang out here. Let's stand all the way back up, unravel, unwind, hooking the thumbs at the top and open up. That should feel nice. And then dragging the hands down the front body, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Let's find our chair pose. Sit down, sit back, reach the hands to heart center and sit low. Turn and look towards your right, hook the left elbow, and then press the hands together so that you can get a little bit more out of that twist. And again, you can open up if that feels good, or keep the hands right at heart center. Beautiful. Inhale, stand all the way up. Cactus arms or reindeer antlers, it's up to you. And then melt down, fold, forward fold. Let's take a nice half lift here. Fingertips come, or your hands come to your fingertips here, flat back. Plant the hands, step that left foot back, plant it down, and windmill the hands open into your warrior two. So opening all the way up, finding your shape. So maybe heel toeing your foot, so the heel arch alignment, reaching your arms nice and long, sinking low in the shape. Beautiful. Good. We're going to be here for about 3 breaths. So really get to know the shape. Enjoy everything that it's showing up for you right now. So root down through your feet. Notice if you're pulling belly in or getting a little duck butt here. You want to slide your hips underneath your shoulders. One more breath. Sink a little lower. Perfect. We're going to actually hinge forward, keep the knee bent, and either bring that elbow to the knee or slide the right hand all the way down, left hand comes up. So extended side angle. Good. Reverse your triangle. So straighten that front leg as you stand all the way up. Reverse. Look down the back leg. Let's bring the left hand all the way up inside that right foot. Bend the knee. Peel the left foot off the mat. Heel is up. Take that easy twist. Beautiful. Both hands come down. Walk across the middle of your mat so you come to a wide-legged forward fold. Toes are out, heels are in. Little teeny tiny micro bend in the knees, and then fold down between the legs. Lots of forward folding, lots of twisting today. If you have a little bit more space in your practice and you really feel secure here, wrap your hands around your back, interlace the fingers, and let them fall overhead. Let your head be heavy. Just washing the brain with fresh blood. Beautiful. Release the hands. We're going to take that warrior two to the other side. So take your time setting it up. You know where we're going. Right arm back, left arm forward. Sink into the shape. So you don't want to collapse into the shape. You just want to melt down into it. Good. 3 breaths total here. Relax your shoulders. Open and close your jaw if you're clenching your jaw. Reach past the toes. Bring that left hand down to the mat, right arm up. Extended side angle. Maybe look up. Relax your shoulders. Shoulder blades slide down and together. Reverse, straighten the leg. Reach all the way up and back. Coming into that easy twist, right hand down next to the left foot, bend the knee, left hand comes up. Good. See if you can get a little bit more length between the top fingertip and the bottom hand. And then walk your left hand down, slide back through that wide-legged forward fold. So we're going to walk over towards the right foot, maybe grabbing on to that right leg with your left hand, maybe grabbing onto the foot, maybe just putting that hand on the floor by your foot, whatever you can reach. You want to draw your nose towards your knee here, and then this might be enough. So just leaning over this right leg is probably enough for most of us. Some of us might actually start to lift that right arm up and maybe even take the bind around the back. So the trick is to keep a little micro bend in that right leg and push your weight against the pinky toe side of that foot. If you have the bind, go ahead and unwind and unravel it. We're walking all the way over towards the other side. You can rock a little side to side along the middle. Taking the same bind, so grabbing wherever you did on the first side, and then finding that twist. And then maybe wrapping that arm around. Maybe folding a little closer to that left leg. You can have all your hands on the ground if you need it for balance. It's perfectly okay. Go ahead and release that left arm. We're going to walk all the way back to the front of our mat. Hands on either side of that right foot, step back into your downward facing dog. So your heels work towards the mat, your hands are about shoulder width, and push those heels down. Nod your head yes, shake your head no. 2 breaths here. See if you can work your shoulder blades away from each other. Press heels towards the mat, even if they don't go there. Pull belly button up and in, tailbone lifts up and back. On your next breath, go ahead and exhale the knees to the mat and come all the way down into your child's pose. So uncurling those toes, draping over the legs, and then let the forehead come to the mat and the skin of your face just slides down forward. Anything you want with the hands. So maybe the arms come down by your side, grabbing onto the feet. Maybe you keep your arms long overhead. I'm going to be here for a few minutes. So really enjoy this nice calming shape. It's a very centering pose. Let everything in your mind melt away if it's not about this shape. Just your breath, just the shape. Walk your fingers forward if they're not already. Grip the mat with your fingertips. Curl the toes under and start to work your hips up and back to that downward facing dog. Look up towards the hands. If you're feeling frisky today, you can hop, little bunny hop, or if you'd rather walk, you go ahead and walk all the way up to the top of your mat, melt over the legs, draw out the, bring your arms around behind, grab opposite elbows behind the knees. Release the hands, find a half lift. Exhale, fold. And then on this next one, we're finding our chair pose. So inhale, sit down, sit back, hands come to heart center. We're just gonna add on a little bit here. So turn and look over that left shoulder, maybe hook that right elbow, take that twist, and then float that right foot off, or the right heel off the mat. So you're on your right toes. So if you're feeling, again, if you're feeling kind of frisky, you can always draw that whole foot off the mat and step back. Or if you're really challenged with the balance today, which is cool, especially if you're on carpet, just slide that foot back. So however you want to get there into this twist. Nice. If you want a little bit more, open up the arms. Good. Now we're bringing this left hand down, coming all the way up into your warrior two. So plant that right hand down and all the way up. Lots of twists, lots of moving between shapes we don't typically move between. Flip the palm, reverse your warrior. Enjoy this stretch. We're going to be here for a breath. Find a triangle, straighten the right leg, hinge forward. Left toes come, or left leg, left toes come down, left fingers come down, reach right arm up. Beautiful. Go ahead and find your way to warrior two. Bend the knee, lift up, sweep that right arm around behind your back if that feels good. Reverse your warrior. Windmill, both hands down, either side of that front foot. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Coming back to that chair pose. Inhale, sink down, hands come to heart center. Sit low. Look over your right shoulder. Turn your arms with your body. Hook over that right leg. Now again, push down through that right heel. Maybe sliding that left foot all the way off the mat and stepping back, or just slide that foot back. That's a tricky one. Maybe open up. A little bit of balance. Nice. Both hands come down. Bring your right hand inside the right foot so that you can plant that left foot down and then find your way to your warrior two. If you move too fast through there, you might get dizzy. Sink down. Reverse your warrior. Let's find a triangle shape. So reach that right arm long, straighten the right leg. Right hand comes down, left hand comes up. So imagine that you're against a wall and you're really pushing back. So I want you to feel almost like you're toppling over backwards. That's how you know that you're in alignment. Reverse the warrior, bend the knee, left hand around the back, reach up and over. Beautiful. Both hands come down to either side of that front foot. Let's step back into that downward facing dog. So just slide that foot back, place it down. Maybe the heels come to the mat this time. Maybe not. It's all good. Nod your head yes, shake your head no. Walk your feet to touch. So big toes touch. Look up at the hands. Roll forward. So push through the upper back, hollow out the belly as if coming back into that high plank. Roll forward, rock forward, plank shape. Very nice. Bring both knees down to the mat from here. Ooh, tabletop. And it came full circle on that. Let's bring your left arm up and open. Open up. And then thread the needle underneath. We're going in for the landing right off this first one. So just come down onto the shoulder, onto the left side of the head, and then reach the right arm up and around. So if you want a little bit more from this pose, you can keep that right arm overhead and you can actually step that left leg out behind you or over towards the side. And it becomes a little bit more of a balance. It's a little tricky. Go ahead and release right hand to the mat if it's not already. Sweep the left arm up and open as you lift and twist. And then that left arm comes down. Both hands underneath the shoulders, both knees underneath the hips, tabletop. Let's go to the other side. Right arm reaches up and open. Hook and thread the needle, come all the way down. Again, maybe stepping back with that foot. Or staying right where you are, wrapping the left arm around. Good, go ahead and unwind, unravel. Beautiful. Come all the way up with that right arm, place it down. So we're going to walk our hands just a tiny bit forward of our shoulders here. And then step your feet back into a plank. So just a little bit longer than you're used to. And from here, maybe if you want to practice with the control, zip up the belly and you're going to lower both elbows down together towards the mat. You can always do one and then the other. Doesn't matter how you get there. But try to keep the hips level as you come down into this plank. Maybe you have to slide your feet back a little bit more. Nice, so we are now in a forearm plank. Your hands are even with your elbows. Zip up the belly. Try not to sag down just yet. We'll get there. Reach the crown of the head towards the top of the mat. Heels reach back. Zip up the belly. Knees can come down whenever you need them to. One more breath in all the way. Fill all the way up into all four corners of the torso. And then as you sigh it out, go ahead and lower the hips down, uncurl the toes, but keep those elbows underneath the shoulders. Maybe even snuggle them in a little bit closer. The hands are right in front of you. Lift the heart up. Nice back bend here. Lots of back bends, heart openers. If it feels good to lift the chin, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, tuck the chin and let the head be heavy. In our Sphinx pose here. Go ahead and curl those toes under. Press into the hands and lift the hips up off the mat. Nice. So you can stay here, or if you want a little bit more, you can always come to puppy pose. Knees are on the mat right underneath your hips, and then stretch the arms out long. Otherwise, we're going to come up into a dolphin pose, walking the hands towards the feet, letting the head fall between the shoulders, elbows are bent. This is an excellent shoulder opener, shoulder strengthener. And then whenever you're ready, bring the knees down to the mat, sitting back into your child's pose. Bring your arms around behind you this time. Let the forehead fall down towards the mat. Taking about 5 rounds of breath here to center. Releasing that practice. On your last breath, start to walk your hands underneath your shoulders and lift yourself up out of this shape. Bring the arms around behind you, interlace the fingers, and open them up. That should feel really nice after that dolphin pose. Beautiful. Release the hands. Find your way down to the mat onto your back. So however you want to get there. Nothing fancy about that transition. And then come all the way down. Keep your feet on the mat. Knees are bent. Arms are down by your side. I'm going to take a little bit of a back bend here, a little inversion in our bridge shape. Lift your hips up off the mat. Push the heels in towards into the floor and squeeze your legs towards each other. Even if they don't touch, it's okay. You'll feel the outside start to light up. Maybe the tops. You can stay here. So this is like step 1, level 1 right here. If you want a little bit more, you might walk the shoulders underneath you so much that you can interlace the fingers underneath you. Maybe even playing around with lifting one heel and then the other, getting a little bit more height. Maybe walking those feet a little bit closer. Which I actually prefer. I feel like it feels better on my knees to do that. 2 more breaths here. If you need to back out and find any lesser shape along the way, please absolutely do that. It's your practice. And then we're going to lower down to the mat. Gather the knees up, wrap your arms around the shins, and just rock a little side to side here. Nice gentle twist to end our practice before our Shavasana. Feet come to the mat, knees are bent, arms are out by your side, and just let the knees fall over towards the left. So that left knee might be more suspended in the air, or you might stack them for a little bit deeper twist. If it doesn't feel good to let that knee be suspended, you could always use a pillow or a block. And then to stretch out the neck, look over your right shoulder. It's entirely up to you where you find the best version of this twist for you. Go ahead and bring your head back to center. Use your arms if you need to and unravel this twist. So maybe fidgeting a little bit, finding your place centered on the mat, and then take that twist to the other side. Knees fall over towards the right, look out over the left shoulder. If you need a little bit more, you can take that bottom foot and put it on top of your top knee. Unraveling, unwinding, come back through center. Take any fidgets that call to you, and then move into your final resting shape, your corpse pose, your Shavasana. Extending the feet nice and long down the mat, letting them just splay out to the side. Arms can stay out in this nice big space-taking shape, or you can bring your arms down by the side, whatever feels good. Let your eyes close. Let your awareness drift along the surface of your body. Noticing the sensations, perhaps you're clenching your teeth. Maybe you're fidgeting fingers or toes, you didn't realize it. Bringing movement back to fingers and toes. Maybe shaking your head from side to side gently. Working your way towards your right side or your left side and pausing there. Using your hands, coming to any seat that feels just right for you to wrap up your practice. Moving very slowly with intention to find your way there. Being aware not to jump to the next thing just yet, and staying with your practice all the way through the end. Turning your awareness to the inside of your body and noticing how you feel now. Maybe doing a little scan. Are there any sensations that are relevant here? Do you feel as though you can go about the rest of your day? Do you feel energized? What is it that shows up for you here? And then come back to your breath. Bring all of your awareness to your breath. Try not to control it, just let it come, let it go. The cadence of your breath is your touchstone. Whatever's going on in the world, in your life, you always have that breath. And it tells us a lot about where we are. Short and choppy, might be a little bit stressed. Rapid and shallow, maybe we need to slow down. Erratic and uncontrolled, definitely take a moment. Evening out your breath is your magic solution to just about everything. Count the beats of the in-breath. Count the beats of the out-breath. Try to match them. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. Have a fabulous rest of your week. I will perhaps see you tomorrow morning. Namaste.